I'll just hit record out of nowhere. Why not? Welcome back. Another video going on here. My friend Brian isn't here, but we do have his brain here. Not literally his brain, but the brain for his one quad. We have a little bit of fixing to do on here. Some soldering you can do by eye, and other soldering is best done not by eye. You probably want to do it under a microscope, unless, if you're not shaky or anything. Anyhow, this is basically a camera, a transmitter, the flight controller for a little microquad. I think a tiny whoop, one of the little. Let's zoom this back out. A little multi-rotor. Here's something bigger, and this is only a tricopter, but this has three motors, where a tiny whoop or super B or whatever acro B would have 4 motors. Obviously we're missing the propellers because we're about to power it up. You shouldn't be powering anything with power up inside with the propellers on. So anyhow, when we plug this guy here in, we should be able to connect. Well, here, let's go ahead and power it on. We'll just get this in the shot while we're at it. So what we have here, this is a monitor that should get a picture. Okay, and whenever you power this up, if it's the right channel, it wants to pick up, but it's not. Now, we may be on the wrong channel, but this thing isn't doing what it's supposed to. Whenever you power something up that has a video transmitter on it, you should get basically a signal on the screen. We'll go ahead and plug this in. And boom, you can see we're looking at the ring light on the camera, and we can take and look at the display that we're looking at. We can look at the workbench, and that's basically exactly what you're going to see on the monitor, whatever this is FPV flying. So what we need to do is so we can see picture coming from this camera. We'll take and unplug the tricopter. It goes back to static. We're going to switch it off because we know this guy here isn't working. That's what we're here to do. We'll move our monitor over there out of the way in a safe place. So let's look at Brian's brain, the brain for his little quadcopter, or his FPV system. So we can get a good look at it there, and that's zoomed all the way in, okay? That's all the way in with my camera. I mean, to be fair, I think we could drop the camera down here, and it will focus, and that gets us slightly there. Okay, so we can take a look around, and we can see, okay, it looks like he soldered some wires. I can see that there. He soldered on the green and the yellow, the red and the black, where those are from the factory. And then I think on this side, he had soldered the red and the black on this board. Those don't look bad. What we're going to do is we're going to redo the solder on those, but we're not going to do it from there. We're going to get something that can get in a little closer so we can get a great view of this. All right. And we will switch. You can kind of see what I'm working on here. Not really. Not so important. What's important is what we got under the scope. So let's move this board and take a look at those 2 wires. All right, so we have a bit of vignetting going on. That's just going to be because it is. And let's zoom out so we can get a better look. Okay. So there's our red and black wire that we need to fix. Not too shabby. If we could do it from monitor, I think we'll do it underneath. We just need to get some weight on it. We'll throw some flux on there and hit it with the soldering iron and see if it wants to clean that up. The flux should help those wires stay where they want to stay. It'll clean it up a little. What fun this is going to be working under a scope. It's been a while. I'm going to zoom out just a little so we can see a little more of what we're working on. That's already too much flux. Where did my tweezers go? I'm going to go ahead and pull that flux off and try and stick it there. Okay, so we're going to spin this around so it's a way that we can actually see to work on it. And we're going to go with the low profile helping hands. We're going to get it quite as low as possible, and then we'll zoom back in. So let me zoom in on this again. Get it in focus. And now we have something holding our board, as well as we can hold our wire and get it soldered nice and in place. All right, so I'm just going to drag the iron over the tip of the wire here just to clean some of that blob off. And it looks like we have some wires bent back. Maybe we'll just take and clip the tip of that off and start fresh. All right, so let's take and examine for a moment under the microscope the other side of the board that we need to work on. So we just did this side here. Let's get focused on it. We just did those two connections. We'll clean that flux off here in a moment. We did the black and the red wire, or the red and the black, however you want to say it. And then the other two connections were the ones that he did that were, remember, on this other side, it was a red, yellow, and a green wire. There's another problem, and we got to go in a lot further to find this problem. So here's what it looks like close up where he did some soldering. And as you can see, he did get the wires connected, but that resistor, it looks like, came off of the pads it was supposed to be on. Now, one thing we have to do is we're going to pull those wires out of the way. Let's zoom out so we can see what we're talking about. The yellow and the green, we're going to remove those out of the way, but we also have to leave that resistor there. We have to get it out of the mess and put it back where it goes. I don't want to try and just grab that out of nowhere. We're going to remove the yellow wire first and see if we can get any results from moving the yellow wire. Okay, yellow wire gone. We're going to try and grab that resistor and get it out of the way, but we don't want to drop it, so this is where it's going to get tricky. And when you're grabbing small stuff like this, it is super, super, super tiny. Super tiny components right here. Super tiny components. Get them over here. Should we do the carnival barker? That'd be great, right? All right, let's get our iron in there. Okay, resistor saved. The wire's still kind of there. And we're going to take and clean up this area here. So where I think the pads are for this resistor is going to be right here and there. Those two pads make sense of where the resistor would be. And we'll see if we can get this video transmitter, the video transmitter camera and flight controller board to fire up and output the signal to my little monitor there. We may have to flip a couple dip switches, but believe me, yeah, it wasn't sending the signal out. So we're taking the green off now. Let's throw some, gonna heat the area up, put some flux on there, and just pull all this old solder off. Here, 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 here. And we might even move some of that. What did I say? Flux, right? Is that what my brain said? I mean, to be fair and completely honest, it looks like the whole area's, as soon as we hit the iron, touch the iron down, it looks all right, but we're just going to pull that off and put fresh solder on. So let's get our wick out. We're going to clip off the used stuff and get a fresh end. Go out, let's see how big, ridiculously, preposterously stupid this looks. Remember, we can't jimmy that board around a whole lot because we don't want to lose that resistor up there. Oh yeah, so those are actually through hole. Okay, and those pads, I don't really think we need to do anything, but there, we just cleaned them off. We'll put some new solder on now. I'm done being picky about a little thing. We're gonna try it. Call it done. It's on there. We're gonna clean up our other board as well while we're at it. Where is it? It was over here, and I forget exactly which side. Ah, I see what we did. I see it now. This is not no clean flux either. Push the microscope out of the way and see what happens. We're going to plug in, see if it stays powered up. I don't want... I want to watch that spot. Where is it? So it's right there. Right there's where we're watching. No ghost, no smoke, no magic. That looks like a video transmitter. So here's the band that this one's on. You can see we got video on the screen. We'll turn this out to get a little bit better look. So success, but took way too long. Like I said, my stupid primitive monkey brain seems to think you can do resistors with tweezers and not use hot air. I mean, you probably can, but like I said, I can do caps, I can do coils, I can do QFN packages, I can do USB ports, FPC connectors, everything, SMD components. Resistors plague me. Like I said, I think it's a vendetta. I don't think resistors are on the side of Flat Earth Santa at all. I think that's that might be an Easter Bunny or Tooth Fairy thing. So when scientists get more news on that, we will definitely tune in to let you know. For now, my friend's brain is fixed. Well, not literally his brain, but you know, the brain for his quad. He's got video. He's got sight again. He can see. He can hear. All's well that ends well. Anyhow, thank you for watching. If you dig this kind of tedious content, get into it. Think about clicking subscribe, like, or don't. Doesn't matter. You don't have to. If you know how to do this stuff, if you get into doing it, if this is the thing you like fixing, you like doing, okay? You like trying to make stuff work again, and somebody needs it done, and you're the gal or the guy that knows how to do it, give them a hand and fix their stuff. You know, keep it from going to the landfill. Save this island Earth that we all share together, this paradise, this wonderland. you know, save it for a little bit longer. Let's keep them landfills empty. Yeah, there you have it. FPV system back online. Hopefully that's what you're looking for, Brian. Thanks for bringing it in, man. It didn't provide a challenge. It provided what's that? What's that stupidity test? Oh, I can never think of the name of it. Anyhow, yeah, I qualify. Anyhow, have it good, and we're gonna get out of here, people. As always, thank you for watching.